Our featured speaker today is Dustin Hurt.
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank you all for coming to this Memorial Day service. As I stand here before you today, I have to say that it is truly an honor, yet humbling privilege, to be speaking to you at such a distinguished ceremony. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dustin Hurt. I'm 18 years old and went to school at Hoopeston Area High School. I recently graduated, and I will be attending the university this fall. I have assisted the color guard as a trumpet player, playing taps at veteran services for the past year and a half. Recently, Steve Unger and the color guard asked me to speak and share my thoughts and experiences from what I have learned. So how exactly did I become the one to play taps? About a year and a half ago, Bob Duffin called our band teacher, Mrs. Rona, and asked if a trumpet player would be interested in playing taps for a military funeral. My friend Noah and I jumped at it. I'd never done it before, so I was nervous. It was the dead of winter, it was snowing, and it was freezing out. That was my first experience playing taps for a funeral. However, it went fairly smooth. Even though it was cold, my instrument didn't freeze, so it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. If you've never been to a military funeral, it's a very somber and emotional experience. The minister will finish up with their portion of the service and turn it over to the color guard. The color guard will fold the American flag in the traditional tri-cornered shape, which is folded 13 times, representing the 13 original colonies. The tri-cornered flag also honors the tri-cornered hats worn by the Patriots during the Revolutionary War. The folded flag is then presented to the family. After the flag presentation, the firing squad will fire off the traditional 3 rounds to honor the deceased. These 3 volleys come from an old battlefield custom when 2 warring sides would cease hostilities to clear the dead from the battlefield. The firing of these 3 rounds meant the dead had been properly cared for and the side was ready to resume battle. After these 3 rounds are fired, the taps is played either by a bugler or by a sound recording. It's very sad to say, but today, there are so few buglers that most military services are unable to have taps played live. Taps originated in the Civil War with the Army of the Potomac. In July of 1862, after the bloody 7 days battles, down and discouraged on the loss of 600 men and wounded himself, Union Army Brigadier General Daniel Butterfield called his bugler into his tent. Butterfield didn't like the bugle call that signaled soldiers to put the lights out and go to sleep. He said it was too formal, and he wanted to honor his men. So he worked out the melody of taps with his brigade bugler, Private Oliver Wilcox Norton. When Norton played taps for the very first time on that clear summer evening, it was heard all across the countryside. In the next few days, buglers from other brigades asked Norton for the music. In 1874, taps were recognized by the U.S. Army and has been the standard of military funerals since 1891. The forces of good and evil have been around since the days of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Good and evil presence will always be in our world in one way, shape, or form. However, our troops protect us from that evil which is present in our lives. While rogue countries and dictators do all they can to scare and intimidate us, our country and our troops come out on top. For the past 10 years, society and the world have been afraid of things like suicide bombers and weapons of mass destruction, mainly by the hands of the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and Osama bin Laden. However, our troops stormed the Middle East, crippled the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and most recently, killed bin Laden. During a speech in Springfield, Illinois, Teddy Roosevelt once said, "Any man who is willing to shed his blood for his country is good enough to get a square deal afterwards. More than that, no man is entitled to. Less than that, no man shall have." To me, playing an instrument for 60 seconds is nothing compared to the cruelties of war experienced by the one that I'm playing. I strongly appreciate what they have done. These men and women have looked evil in the eye and taken on the aggression of other countries, given their time and lives, so that people like you and I may live another wonderful day here in America without the threat of an attack. Today, Memorial Day, we take time to remember our fallen veterans, our fallen soldiers. Reflecting on that, I ask you to take a moment and join me to consider this. Any and every person who has served in our armed forces has taken a solemn oath and is willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice for our nation's freedom. Think back to just 1 year ago when I was standing with fellow schoolmate and trumpet player Nick Grant. Nick and I played Echo Taps together last year for the Memorial Day service. As he played, Nick knew that he would be leaving for the U.S. Air Force. In my graduating class, I have classmates who are leaving for the U.S. Armed Forces. Just like you, I also have friends and family who have served our country. Some of them still serving, and others who are retired. However, not everybody is fortunate enough to return to our native soil to live another day. There are those who served our country and paid the ultimate price with their life. Sometimes, such a tragedy hits close to home, even in a small town like Hoopeston. Our school hallways were once walked by one such soldier, Army Private First Class Jeff Wallace. PFC Jeff Wallace was serving in Iraq and died at the age of 20 as a result of a roadside bomb on May 24th, 2005. Of course, any soldier, like our own Jeff Wallace, who lost their life fighting for America, did not die in vain. They died valiantly and honorably for all of us. We can honor Jeff and others like him by remembering them. While Jeff paid the ultimate price, his family continues to do so with all of the memories and the daily loss of a loved one. While no words or actions can compensate the Wallace family and others like them for their loss, all I can say is thank you. As I prepare to go to college, anxiety and eagerness are abundant, but I also have doubts and hesitancy about being away from home. However, I've come to realize that my doubts and fears are nothing compared to what our servicemen and women have encountered. Going to boot camp, miles away from family and friends, getting all your hair cut off, not knowing where their path in military service will take them, going away to a foreign land, the dangers, the perils, and the terror they may encounter, and the daily possibility of not coming back alive. Sometimes, while waiting to play taps, I think of the deceased soldier and wonder to myself, what were their thoughts? What did they see? What did they think? What did they feel? What were their fears and experiences? That truly puts things into perspective. They have served our country well. Playing taps for a soldier or veteran means they gave their country all they had to give. The least I can do is serve them by playing taps. Playing taps gives me the opportunity to pay my respects and honor them. Taps is the last song of recognition these heroes will ever receive. It means a lot to me to be able to do this for them. I go about my daily life thanks to them. I feel proud knowing that I'm able to serve those who have served us in our country. Now, Bob Duffin has told me he has a live round for any speaker on this call, so I think I better bring my speech to a close. I want to thank Bob Duffin, Stephen Hurt, and all of the color guard for taking the 3 weeks and opening my eyes to what true service and true patriotism is all about. Businessmen, laborers, and unfortunately some are unemployed or even disabled. We don't look upon our veteran soldiers for what they are, honor them for what they did. We're a free country, but we're only free because of the men and women in the armed forces who have fought for our freedom. Freedom is a right that was given to us by God. It was obtained by those who died for a country they barely knew in revolutionary war. Preserved for us by those who have served and died for our country. We have kept our freedom because of the ones who have given the ultimate sacrifice and paid for our freedom with their blood. We can thank them for what we did yesterday, what we are doing now, and what we will do tomorrow. Today is not a day to be sad for the ones who have fallen, but a day to thank them, remember them, honor them, and celebrate the freedom which they have fought for and preserved for us. To all the soldiers who paid the ultimate sacrifice, to the families, to those of you here and everywhere who have served, and to those who have served